Hey y'all, it's Friday evening to be more exact, and that means it's a viewer levels time. That's right. I see we got Lord Bowser, we got Droop Man, Droop's here, and we have new folk, new person, the Handler Monster Hunter. Hey, how is everyone doing? I see some of y'all have gotten your levels in. We'll start in on them in a bit. First, let me go through. I like to go through some stuff up top, such as like what's going on with my super world and some stuff that's going on that I want to touch on at the top here. Hit make. I haven't played this game in a couple days, so actually, you know what? Let me look at these notifications first. Yep, there's a bunch of them. 3 people liked a level. That's nice. Let's see. 1 person liked that level. That's nice. 1 person liked that level. That's also nice. Let's see. There's a comment on 1-1, and a bunch of likes here and there for levels scattered in the middle. Thank you all for the plays, likes, and all that. Let me see what the comment is on my my 1-1. Hope it's a good one. How? Take that as a compliment. How indeed. How indeed. I got, up top, let me go through 2 things. I got 2 little cards here. First one is, I've been playing Marvel Snap. Oh my god, y'all. I'm deep into Marvel Snap, y'all. I've gotten to the second pool of cards, which takes like, I don't know how many fucking games I've played, but I played a lot of it. And yeah, I've gotten to the second pool, and it's a whole thing. I'm starting to see new cards now, and you know, pretty soon, if I earn enough, I'm sure I'll have those new cards that I can work with, and that's fun. That's fun. Marvel Snap is a CCG by the maker of Hearthstone, Ben Brode, and his new team that is now indie and shit. You know, they're independent, but they got the Marvel license, from Marvel, from Disney, and they've turned around and they've made a really fucking good CCG where every game is 6 turns. Turns are played simultaneously, so as a result, if the players are both like making their turns quickly, you can do it for like you can do it in like 3 minutes. 3-minute games, and it's just really compelling. There's a lot of randomness in there. Basically, it's a bit like Gwent, where you're trying to win 2 of 3 locations. I think that's how Gwent works. It's a bit like Gwent, but the locations each have a special effect to them that like makes it wild and wacky, and you're almost playing around the locations just as much as you're playing around enemies. And there's a lot of depth. And as you get more cards, which by the way, you can't really, they only let you get cards by playing and by grinding, which means that it does take a while to get into it, and it's kind of slow going, but you can only speed it up so much by paying money, which I have not done that much of. I've only gotten the battle pass and a small microtransaction, so which I think is very reasonable for a game that is really just immediately grabbing me really fucking hard. I'll tell you, I didn't get much sleep last night because at 5 a.m. I was like, what if I just played Marvel Snap right now? And then I didn't stop. Oh, it's good. It's fucking good. Before the stream started, I had one last game. I was like, okay, one last game before the stream starts. And it was a really good one, and I was like, ooh, okay. That's a good stopping point. I can now stop playing Marvel Snap, and I'll go and I'll do the stream. Oh, and one thing that's really cool about it is there's a mechanism where you can like double down and be like, okay, this is for 1 match making point. You can snap, and that makes it so that it's worth 2. It's worth double, and the opponent can concede and avoid like losing. Basically can fold in the same way you can do in poker. So it's really fun. You can just you can raise the stakes, they can raise the stakes, and whether or not you're both like, I can win this, we're sticking in. It's really compelling, And also, if you play it out to the end, that also doubles it. So even if no one's snapping, if you're not gonna win, you should probably retreat before it actually finishes, unless you really think you got it. Because you do double down automatically, and you can double down manually. It's fucking good. Would recommend Marvel Snap. So it's Marvel gambling. Yeah, that's a way to think about it. It's a lot like, it's got that poker thrill where it's like, yeah, I snap, I double down. Double or nothing, let's go. And they're like, yeah, I'm sticking in. And sometimes they'll be like, I snap back, I'm raising it to 8. We're doing this not for 2 matchmaking points, but 8. Let's go. And then sometimes you just like, you lose terribly or win terribly, and it's a whole fucking thing. One more thing, minor thing, I wired in my couch mic. Previously it was, I had it so that it had to go across like a little pathway between my computer and my computer desk and my couch. But I bought a 30-foot USB cord and wired it around the room, around the perimeter of the room, to where the couch touched the other wall. You and your brother gotta download that game then? Yeah. If you liked Hearthstone, you like Ben Brode, Marvel Snap is by Ben Brode and his indie team. I should say, Ben Brode is not the only developer on it, and he has himself said, like, you know, he's the face, right? He's like the front man, but he is not the only developer. But I do trust Ben Brode a lot, and, you know, the trust has paid off. Now, there will never again be a case where I have forgotten to plug in my mic, this mic here, before a stream, and that's really nice. That's really handy. I also sort of bound a bunch of the wires that went along, like the wall over in that direction, together so that they're less of a mess. They're sort of like, you know those Velcro things that you use to like hold wires together? I got a bunch of them, and like the HDMI that's going out to the TV, the wire that's going from the capture card that's going back to the thing, the Ethernet, the mic cord, and a couple others are all bound up, all nice and complete. You're playing my world, my super world? Fantastic. I love it. I love to hear that. Thank you, Handler Monster Hunter. Anyway, that's what's going on with that. Let me start off here tonight with a little bit of talk about my next level. I have been... So this is... I think like the current name is what? Is like, the ideas I've had so far... Handler? Gotcha. We'll call you Handler or Hunter. The ideas I had so far had to do with reusing these bonehead launches from earlier in the Super World. And honestly, I'm sort of leaning away from that right now. I'm thinking maybe I've been going in the wrong direction. Maybe I need to refocus and make it something nicer and simpler. And one of the things I want to do is I think I want to focus on just one, the really good aesthetics of the not this stuff. One thing I want to do is I want to focus on Yoshi. I want to build it around Yoshi being cool rather than these launches. And I want to have a lot of gameplay that is like good for Yoshi. And it's built around making Yoshi feel fun. And also, you know, getting in some of these nice aesthetics. Can I make this jump? No, not really. Let's see, is there a Yoshi over here? Yes. The first level is really getting me back into shape with the can head skills. Nice. With that level, Handler Monster Hunter is talking about my 1-1. For that level, I knew that it had to be vanilla because the 1-1. It had to be vanilla because the 1-1, but I wanted it to have some spice, so I decided to very liberally give out cannonball heads in the style of like how the original DKC gives out Rambi, because, you know, it's a big old power-up and makes it a lot of fun to just tear through and like shoot all your enemies. Here's what I'm thinking of looking at. I think it's cool when you, as Yoshi, can lick up a Pokey. So I'm thinking that'll be a focus. Is Pokey stuff, and also, you know, I am still thinking about these hooks. I think hooks will be a big focus as well. Pokies, hooks, and probably these things as well. Whoa, not like that. One thing I had set up was this thing where the Pokey is on conveyors and it's like kind of running at you. And was wondering if that was cool. It's kind of cool, but kind of comes at you too fast, you know? Feel like that comes at you too fast. We're still in the brainstorming stage of this level, and honestly, I need to go back to the drawing board in a lot of ways. So yeah, I'll do that in the coming bits. Also, I just played through yesterday. I played through Kaze on the Wild Mask replay, and I'm trying to think if there's any ideas that I would like to fold in from that. One thing that I was thinking is maybe it'd be cool to do a lot of blue platforms, like a bunch of sequences where you're just going from blue platform to blue platform. I think that would make for some really good, nice traditional platforming that is just a little bit thrilling. And also, that would probably pair well with the hooks, wouldn't it? Because, like, going from like a bunch of platforms over a pit to like swinging off a hook and then, you know, getting to the next bit. As you get later in the level, I'm sure there'll be more blue platform and more hook sections and more in the way of like that. These are my current thoughts. Very, very, very early. I don't have much to show. Just some basic ideas. Oh, also, one thing I saw in Kaze and the Wild Masks is that there was a bit where to get a power-up you had to like, you could thread the needle to do it a little faster. Something like, let me just set it up. It would in Mario Maker, I think it'd be something like this. Okay, let me build this out and we'll see how it feels real fast. So let's see, like there, I think. And the important thing about this design is that you don't have to engage with it to get the thing. You can just also wait. So let me try this out for feel. Oh no, you can't see it. This would have to be lower in order to make it so that you could. Okay, something like this maybe. Let's say this is how it was set up, and you could jump over it to do this. Why is the screen so zoomed out? Yeah, if you... Oh, you don't know how to zoom out the screen in making mode? You use the left stick. You click in the left stick to zoom it out. Yeah, something like this would be good, where like, if you wanted to be adventurous, you could go like that. And if you wanted to be safe, you could go around like this. That's pretty good. I almost feel like this should be 2 or something. Let me try out a little more hazardous, you know? How does this feel? Not bad. My one thought is reduce this, and do that. And let's see how that feels. One more little try here. Oh yeah, I think this works. Oh, that's a nice. That's a good. We'll save that. And that's all the making for tonight, folks. I'm going to let's go into here and get into the actual levels. By the way, did I say Nuclear Stomp hello? I should have said that earlier. Nuclear Stomp, how you doing? Let's go ahead and get up the bigger queue. And let me go ahead and hit next. You ate a pizza? I like pizza. I currently don't have a pizza place that I really like in where I live now after I moved around a year ago. I guess like a little more than a year ago. It was like last September. Last year, September. So I haven't had a pizza place that I really loved since moving. And yeah, but when I do have a nice New York style pizza, I really enjoy it. Droopman is here, fantastic. Y'all, let me say it's viewer level time. Let me explain how viewer levels works for those who don't know, those who are new. The way viewer levels work is if you're here when your level comes up, I give it the full time of day. Full time of day, which means outside the lightning round, 15 minutes plus 5 last tries if that's not enough. However, if you are not here, I will still play the stage, but I do so in very nearly but not quite sudden death, in which I only have 2 tries to beat the level, refreshing at checkpoints. So that's how we do things. I think it's a nice compromise between prioritizing the people who are here and also playing more levels. We get to turn those levels of people who aren't here into fun challenges for us, and while also prioritizing, getting to the present levels, people who are present a bit faster. And take a drink. Hello, Timorio. How you doing? Thank you for the level. My throat is a little sore today. Ugh. I didn't get much sleep. Didn't get enough sleep last night. 15 minutes on the clock, let's go. Droopman's levels typically do not actually need 15 minutes. Case in point, this is a 100-second level. Okay. Jumped into that. Okay, let's go. Yesterday we did Kaze and the Wild Masks. That is if you don't know, that is an indie Donkey Kong Country-like. Sort of like in the way that Freedom Planet is like a Sonic-like. Kaze is a DKC-like. It even has the bonus games, just like in DKC 2, with like different objectives that you can clear over like a certain time. That doesn't make sense. It has bonus games like DKC 2 and 3. It's good. I like it a lot. Played through it all. Really good level design. Definitely want to take some inspiration from that. One of the things I was definitely thinking about playing that game is that there are definitely types of levels that are in that game and in the DKC series that like I haven't actually made any of in the Super World, and I do want to address that. What activates the lightning round? Asked Timorio. Just time. Towards the end of a stream, basically. At the end of a stream, let me tell you about the lightning round. For those who don't know. At the end of the stream, like last hour or so, I switch over to the lightning round, in which I only have 5 tries to beat each level that comes. 5 tries to beat each level, refreshing at checkpoints, and 7 for subs. Also, I'm thinking that maybe from now on, also bonus heads will be given to the first player, the first level, that's played in the lightning round. So, every stream we will see some of those bonus heads, which that'll make sense, I assure you. Bonus heads make sense. It's a thing. Thank you for the level. That was nice and fun. So yeah, Kaze. Definitely come on, Kaze. I'm a little bit inspired. Oh, and Handler says, so basically you try to do these levels as fast as possible so that the people who are waiting to get their level faster. Generally, yes. I try to. I like to. I don't like to keep people waiting for too long. Ooh, a comment. Ooh, look at that, a comment. I gotta check that out. Turn on the comments for Handler's level. Yes, I'll try to remember that. You mention it again when your level comes up, if you do so. I like this. Epic, you could become a level designer. Kirby Kitty 16 days ago. I appreciate the kind words. Turtle Shell is what I believe that's Handler says. Thank you for the comment. This is one of my most popular. This is, I think. Actually, I think 1-1 is now more popular than it. Nope, not yet. Anyway, there's still a gap, but Crumble Rumble, one of the best, and also the first one I ever did. Gotcha, handler. I have been thinking recently. My previous policy was not to re-upload any levels, not to do any revisions, but I am thinking about maybe doing some revisions to some levels that have some issues, and like not worrying about the order when the super world is completed, because, you know, when the super world is completed, I would like to think that every level could have 500 likes. You know? I would like to think that every level will soar up to 500 like, you know, the first ones have. I would like to think that, you know? Once it's all complete and people are out there finding it and we're promoting it and getting it out there. The ones that I have listed for revisions are, let's see, there's some aesthetic issues, and there's a soft lock in Smokestack Attack, though you do have to crawl into scenery to do so. So honestly, if that happens to you, I'm not like super. I feel like you brought that on yourself. It's like, you crawled into scenery, my man. You blasted a hole in my scenery and crawled in. Let me hit complete for you, Droop Man. What did you expect to happen? And let me hit next so we know who's up next. Next up is Lord Bowser. But I do feel like if this is to be a full super world and this is to be solid, I ought to correct that. There's also a tiny aesthetic issue in Grave Gauntlet here. We'll want to fix that. I am thinking of some improvements to Unmoored Mines. The final part at the end is... The last time I played it I think last week, during last week's stream. Not last week's stream, Monday's stream. I played it during Monday's stream, and I had some issue with the Bullet Bill at the end. And I was thinking, like, maybe that needs another pass. I thought it was good, but it messed up on me, and I'm pretty bummed out about that. I want to correct that. One thing I am thinking about is adding either reset doors to that sequence to make it more clear, like, how you do it, or like, if you fuck it up, make it so that you can just return to the start of it. Or the alternative would be what if it was an auto scroll and the whole second subworld was auto scrolling up to match the Bullet Bill, if that makes sense. You don't know why it's saying it's invalid? Check the code. If you put in your level code, if you want to put in your maker code and I can find the level, that'll also work, Droop Man. You can specify what level you want me to play when it's time. Any others that are up that are considered for revisions? Let's see, I forget which ones. I think there's like one other one that I would like to touch up. It's not Frosted Forest, it's not Bonehead. These are all good. Let me check my notes. I totally got, hey, Will Guy. I totally got it written down, like, which ones I would like to revise in my Super World planning document. By the way, this Super World is called, it has a name, and it has this card. It's called Mario Country, Waluigi's Triple Threat. That is the name of it, and it'll probably be done, like, next year. I'm 32 levels in, and these next 8 levels will probably take me until at least 2023, I would imagine. Let me see, I got these in my notes. Where the fuck are they? Okay, yeah. Fix softlock in Smokestack. Fix softlock in Grave Gauntlet. Add reset doors to Bogus. Remove extra bullet bills Bogus. Touch up Phantasm checkpoint. Oh yeah, there could be some changes I could make to Phantasm Chasm to make the checkpoint a little more normal, a little more unusual. Yes, that's right. It's called the Triple Threat. Let's see. Playtime Palace. And maybe add some more Goombas to Sunshine Scramble. I have seen in this level it is possible to fall through where the Goombas are and hit the ground unintentionally. Let me play through this as an example. Play through this one just as an example of what I mean, because it's easier to just show, and it's a 20-second level. It's pretty quick. But one of the revisions I have in mind, let me get that down. Goodbye, promo card. This is a don't touch the ground level that's 20 seconds long. Also, I am still Toad. I am still Toad from last time, I'll correct that. There's some cases where you can end up... These Goombas there are a little sparse. They're not... I don't think they're thick enough. I should add like a whole carpet of them so that it's less likely to fall through the cracks and hit the ground. It's my basic thought there. So that'd be another revision. So maybe like 5 in total. I'll think heavily about if there's any other things that need changing, but other than that, I think I'm really happy with every level just about that's been in the Super World so far. Say this is a fucking good Super World, and I think people are gonna have a great time with it. Bonsai Shot, that is to say Handler, just commented on the thing. By the way, Bowser, has Bowser said anything? Bowser, you're here, yeah? Your level's up, by the way. Let me scroll up and see if you were talking before I did the thing. Before I hit next. Let's see, scrolling. There you are. Yep, good, okay, thumbs up. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was looking at the comments. Skeleton hopping. Whoop-de-doo, Jesus, I'm dying. Oh no, you're dying. That's unfortunate. It happens though. By the way, Handler, the level you're playing, that level you just played, that one is my my take for a like mast stage or rigging stage, like DKC2, that sort of rigging archetype. That was my my take on that sort of. I believe in DKC, a lot of archetypes have like a different feel to them, you know, how they're structured, how they play out. And I wanted to capture that in some of my levels and make, you know, my takes on it. The most obvious one would have to be Honeycomb Hollow, which is obviously a beehive level. Is a, you know, it's a beehive level in the spirit of the level, but also is very much in the same vein as DKC2's beehive levels, and very much directly inspired from it, but a lot of other levels also take inspiration in that way from DKC archetypes. I was definitely trying to think like what exactly, if there's if there's some sort of archetype I should base my let me see, oh, that's not a 6, that's a Y. I made multiple, I think I might have made still, okay, here we go. By the way, Lord Bowser was saying that he reached a top whatever list, the top of the leaderboards right now, and I'd like to say I think that's fantastic. You well earned, Lord Bowser. How has the opening week been? Has it been like really lucrative? Lots of likes, lots of all that business. Let me go ahead and put 15 minutes on the clock. Lots of likes, all that. We did this one last week. We started this one anyway. I was doing a 7 life challenge though, so, and I ran out of lives during this level, so wasn't able to get through it. Now, let's go ahead and make good and actually get through the motherfucker. Did I say last week again? I meant Jesus. If I said last week, I meant last Monday. If I said last time, no correction is needed. That's correct. Last time is right. No, I'll tell you, I don't always remember what I don't always remember what I said like 20 seconds later. I like the sand. You did a good job with the sand stuff here. Sand, in quotes. I think it's a really neat gimmick for a level. Really neat, like, conceit. I'll say conceit instead of gimmick, even though it is. There's nothing wrong with a gimmick. A gimmick is just a mechanism that's original to a level. But I feel like conceit has a little less what's the word? Has a little less baggage associated with it than gimmick does. Gimmick is a bit negative. Whoa! This is a very tough level for World 2, I think. But I think we done it. I think we done it? Hell yeah, we done it. This wall is a little thin, you know? I guess you must have just ran out of space. The aesthetics are a little hollow there. Thank you for the level, Bowser. As always, quite good. I like the challenge there. I find that dropping those fuckers, the Spinies, Fuzzy Beetles dropping from the ceiling, that's always what gets me. That's like the thing's most likely to make me die in levels like this. Just me running forward and those guys dropping on my dang head. Alright, next level is Handler. Handler asked me to turn on comments for this. Also, I'm just remembering that I need to... Let's see... Switch to Mario. Or Mario by default. There's a channel point incentive to switch to other characters. Also, I can see, wow, Monster Hunter, your name is really long. And yet, I can see now that the code fits in the box. That's great. I'm happy with that. I'll tell you, as soon as we get a name that makes that code go outside of the bounds of the box, that's the moment that I know I have to make the box bigger. My UX box at the bottom. UX, UI, the heads-up display box at the bottom of my Mario Maker segments, which, by the way, you can tell is based on like this screen here. You can see at the top it's the same colors, and the courses uploaded thing is the same as the 5 out of 99. So it's very direct, very direct. Bonsai Shot commented on Capstone Cyclone. Nice. I'll continue to check. And that was Handler, so Handler is here. Handler is here is good. You know what? I will count a like on my level, a comment on here. This is tricky so far. I can count a comment as being active. I think that's more than fair. I tell you, I do love it when people like on my levels and comment on my levels. That's part of the joy of Mario making, is putting up a level and seeing people like it and giving their feedback. And I like it most when people are like, oh my god, this is the best level I've ever played. That's like the highest praise, and you get that like rarely, but goddamn, whenever I get that, it's like, yeah, that is a great level. You're 100% right, fella. Memories. A short test level for Super Mario World functions on the Nintendo Switch. Let's go ahead and put up the 15 minutes and get it going. I need to pull out some cards. What is that? Rainbow Magic Charms. Thank you for the follow. Me when someone comments on my level, so happy. Yes, I found a key. Totally. I'll also say I've been posting my VODs onto YouTube. I'm almost up to present, and I'll tell you, whenever I see a like on any of those videos coming, I'm just like, oh shit! Someone liked it! Someone watched it! Oh boy! Oh, I'm happy about that. And like, I'm at the point where it's like on Twitter, 1 like is enough for me. I see 1 like, I'm like, that's more than normal. That's more than normal. Let's go. We're eating, we're feasting. And yeah, that other emoji, nuclear stomp. Fucking me when someone comments something inappropriate on my level, sad. That's me when someone dislikes one of my YouTube videos. I'm just like, oh damn it. I mean, I know the audio's not perfect and it's just me sitting around playing a video game for 3 hours and just relaxing, but dang man, oh god damn it. Just letting myself be beat the fuck up here. I'm not gonna go into the door this time. Fuck. Okay. He got me. Anyway, I'm definitely at the point where like I see one like on a video. I see one it's like on Twitter, which I'll say I'm also at the point on Twitter where like I see one like on one of my tweets and I'm like, I'm feasting. That's unusual. I bet a lot of people feel that way. It's not just me. I'm gonna say, most people probably don't get any likes on Twitter ever, right? Haha. That's just not a usual occurrence, is it? Anyway, whenever I see a like, that's just like, ooh, I like it. That's just a good feeling. When I feel, yep, relatable. Thank you for the level, handler. Very, very good. Kind of seems like a test course, but hopefully you figured out what you needed to do in testing. I got a lot of test courses myself. Like, I've like scrolled through them a lot. When you get ratioed by the next person to comment because they got more likes, damn man, yeah, that feels bad. I got like a bunch of like prototype versions of stages below my actual Super World stuff. So you see there, I got like let's see. Here I have like prototypes, and a lot of like early versions of levels. And I'll say right now, I'm actually out of space. I'm totally out of space. I need to start deleting shit because there's no more room for any more of these. I keep thinking one of these streams I gotta like start by like showing off like all of them and getting them on video so then I can go and just, okay, delete them, they're gone. But the video evidence remains of them for archival purposes. If you want to see like, oh, what was the early version of Sandstone of what was it called? Temple Temptation. Temple Temptation was what this level ended up being called. What was the prototype version of it like? What was these levels, which were, you know, you can see this one was made near the release of the game. These were like warm-up stages for me. I think the first one that's an actual version of a level is Anchors Ahoy. This is a very, very early version of Honeycomb Hollow. I mean, Honeycomb Hollow, that level came out in like May 2001. So look at this shit. This is Honeycomb Hollow with a save stamp of 2020. Suffice to say, the ideas were not there yet. It was just, the only thing was there was like, okay, you're gonna climb up walls and also Monty Moles will be there. Eventually, we'll go through there and do like a thorough inspection of that shit. Let me hit complete and go on to the next level. I did say I like to keep things moving, but also I like to vamp and I like to talk about myself and my Mario Maker work. You know how it is, right? I hope you know how it is. And I hope you're happy with it. Snake! The snake going like emoji. You know, I will say, I got a emoji in the works that I'm planning on putting up for in a couple weeks. In 2 weeks, I have my streamiversary. I forgot to turn on comments. Shit. Whoops. Okay. shit. Let me look. I did forgot to turn on comments, yeah. In 2 weeks, I got the Streamiversary, in which I'm going to do Viewer Worlds, and then Sonic Adventure 2, and it'll be a long stream. Next, 2 weeks, and on a Wednesday, basically. And, also, I have, for November, planned the Randomizer Roulette. That'll be an extra life thing, and I'll be doing a 12-hour stream on a Saturday, wherein I'll have 4 randomizers, and it'll switch automatically, randomly, every 5 minutes between one of them. It'll be Paper Mario Randomizer, DK64, Metroid Fusion, and Minish Cap. And they'll be set up where, hopefully, it's pretty reasonable for me to finish within the constraints. Okay, I don't know why Nintendo wanted these courses. It's weird. They say it's to test the engine, but they want a lot of different ones. Will they give us time to see our families? I don't really know. I hope the boss is understanding. We'll see. That doesn't make a lot of sense out of context, but there's the comments we missed. My bad. Also, by the way, I do have these things here. These cards. These are cue cards. They're sort of like, you know, cards that if I had them on written on index, picture an index note of things I want to talk about. That's what these are, and they have things I want to talk about. Did you hear about Mario Party 1 and 2? They're coming out on November 2nd, which, you know what? That's my Streamiversary. I was thinking when I saw that, like, oh shit, what are the odds? That's actually sublime timing. Hey, thank you for hanging out to Mario. Sorry you had to go. It's just the same date as the thing. I was definitely wondering, like, wait, should we put in some Mario Party? Should we put in some Mario Party into the anniversary stream? I mean, it's on the day. It's on the day. I don't know. I do like the idea of doing I like the idea of doing just Mario Maker and Sonic Adventure 2, but Mario Party is tempting. Especially since those two are out. I'll say I'm not the biggest fan of, pick whatever you want. Okay, let's see. I'm not the biggest fan of Mario Party 1. Mario Party 2 is pretty good. Mario Party 3 is the best one. That's my opinion. They get better as they go along, and as the item system gets a little more sophisticated, and allows for more in the way of, like, counterplay and like strategy. In 2, you really have to use it or lose it because you can only hold 1. In 1, there is no items. In 3, you got 3 items and you can really, you know, pick and choose your moments. Oh, I kind of like the look of this one. Just to stroll through the sands. Let's do it. I'm gonna put on a timer and take a little drink. The purple pipes of this aesthetic are nice. I guess it's kind of a shame, in retrospect, I didn't use any of them for the one Super Mario Bros. 3 desert level I did in my Super World. That level doesn't have any pipes. Doesn't use, not pipes, fuck. Doesn't have any, purple pipes, you know, those ones. Hey, look at this, I'm a frog. Dig it. Nice level. I like it. Ah! Fuck. Fuck! This time we got it. This time we got it. Nice combination of elements and enemies. Definitely feels very deserty, having the chain chomps and the, you know, the fuzzy beetles and the munchers running around. You've done a good job of really, I guess, playing to the formula. I tend to just, use enemies all willy-nilly, I like to just use whatever enemies make sense for each level, rather than just, like, trying to constrain myself with what belongs in a dungeon, Like, my castle levels, I'm not gonna just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use bombs and chain chomps, not chain chomps, but, like, I'm just gonna use the things that are constrained to how Nintendo would do it. I like to be a little more wild and fancy-free. What if... Would y'all like a little... Let me play... I want to show you one of my own levels. I'm just gonna do that real fast, and let me hit complete for you, Nuclear Stomp. Very good level. And I'll hit next so we see who's up next, and, do shout out if you're here. And, once I show you... Let me show you my desert level, Super Mario Bros. 3 in the Super World. Actually, I did make one that was outside the Super World as well, but, in the Super World, in the context of the Super World, this is it. This is Coastal Cup 2, Palm Tree Pre. And let me minimize the tracker. Droopman, please confirm if you're here. I guess this level does actually very explicitly use pipes. It uses them in the way that Super Mario Bros. 3 1-1 does. Having those as like a barrier. I always thought that was an interesting sort of... What's the word? Bit of geometry. Geometry? Hey, Droopman. But anyway, this is Palm Tree Pre. It's part of the ocean world, the tropical world, so, you can tell I've covered up the pyramids where appropriate, so you can't really tell that, it's supposed to be a desert, unless you know the space, and know that, this is a desert. You could squint and call it a beach, because it is a beach. This is a beach, this isn't a desert. The desert music isn't playing even, so, I think it's not that hard to do a thing. One last chase sequence. That does use some of the stuff from Crumble Rumble earlier in the Super World. Thinking about that tiny little parallel, and that I used the same basic idea to slow them down where appropriate. That's just a really good level. Let's play Droopmans now. GG. Hell yeah. Droopmans, let's go. Droopmans is KD6. You will always say GG. I was thinking that. I appreciate it either way. I will say I know the levels like the back of my hand, having, played them so much in testing. And even since then, I like to revisit my levels and, give them another go and keep them fresh in the memory. And I know them extremely well. I would love to do as like a challenge, do like a speed run. Once the Super World is complete, I would love to do like to time myself as I do like a full run, and I'd be curious if anyone could beat me in time going through the entire Super World. It might take some practice, honestly, to do so, but I'd be curious if people could. It could reliably, actually get a time that was faster than me overall. I would even do a handicap. I was thinking about doing something like that with, as I said, the name of the Super World is Waluigi's Triple Threat, and I'm thinking the way that that'll work, the way the framing of that will be that, we're doing the Super World, right? What am I doing? Oh, okay. 5, 6, gotcha. 2XM, HT, H, VLG. Huh, I guess that's the one that didn't work, huh? The framing of Waluigi's Triple Threat, I think it's gonna be like Donkey Kong Land 3. In Donkey Kong Land 3, the plot is that K. Rool is racing you to the Lost World. Krematoa, the Lost World of that game. I don't know if it's Krematoa in Land 3, actually. It might just be called the Lost World. Anyway, in that game, it's sort of a race between you and K. Rool, and I'm thinking the framing of this one will be that in Mario Country, it's a race between you and Waluigi. And maybe, like, for, like, casual players and all, maybe, like, the default thing that happens, is that Waluigi ends up losing, he ends up getting stuck or something, and that you will always win, and you can always consider yourself a winner. But also, maybe I could set a time and see if anyone would actually beat it. And I would do that time, I would collect all the 10 coins and all the 10, 30, and 50 coins in the Super World, and that would slow me down a bit. But I still think, even if I was constraining myself to have to get every collectible, I think I could still do it. Every collectible except 1-ups. So I think that I don't have to get 1-ups. 10 coin, big coins only. Poisonous Cycles, let's go. I'd be curious. You got some bad news, by the way? What's up? Obviously, by the way, I'll say, like, per level, you can't exactly set a world record yourself. You can't set... Oh, God. No, this is good. We're in a safe spot. You won't be around as much on Mondays due to a tennis clinic being pushed back an hour. Gotcha. I got you, Droop Man. No problem. I understand everyone's got things going on. Oh, shit. Oh, it's actually fine. We're good. Interesting little bit there. And because that was there, I was able to get that 50, though I could have also ground pounded. Just as easy. Well, you always have Fridays. Oh, shit. Oh, I forgot to set a timer. There we go. I got a lot of cards today. Let me pull one out real fast. You'll probably alive on Mondays close to the lightning round. See, that's fine. I always need more levels towards the end. I'll say I finished re-listening to Revolutions. I was on the last episode yesterday after, like, listening to 9 years of podcasts over the course of, like, 2 weeks. And, yeah, it's a fucking great podcast. Love all the history. And, now that it's done, I am free, and I can start catching up on all the podcasts that I totally neglected for the last 3 weeks. I'll say I'm super behind on, like, Min-Max and even the Shrieking Shack podcast that I love. I've been really, like, slacking on all the other podcasts in my life. And, soon we'll be catching up on all that shit. That's a cool bit. I like that a lot. What you done there. I don't have much to say on, much more to say on the Russian Revolution other than, like, yeah, I'll say this of the Russian revolutionaries. They're the most shit posters of the revolutionaries. I feel like you go back further and further in time, you get more people who are, like, all principled and shit, and like, philosophers, and all that sort of business. They're very prim and proper about, and make very well-constructed arguments. Whereas, like, the closer and closer you get to the present, the Russian revolutionaries and communists, leftists, all that, they almost remind me of forum posters. Just shit posting and flaming each other all the time, denouncing each other and counter-denouncing each other. They seem like if Flame War, like if forum goers ran things for a while, and sure enough, eventually, Stalin, a moderator, got control of everything and kicked everyone else out, or killed them. And I guess that's how it goes. And I guess Lenin was pretty good. And then Stalin's... I guess the summary goes like, Lenin was pretty indispensable, and then he died, and then Stalin took power and threw out everyone else that wasn't in his club. And he was pretty paranoid because at this point in history there were spies everywhere. So You know, he really was dealing with saboteurs and backstabbers all the time. I don't know how much you can blame him for thinking there were spies and saboteurs everywhere, because there were. But also, he probably shouldn't have killed all his friends and buddies. That seems like a bad move, and a little bit uncool. E. E. What's with the E's? I don't get the E's. Let me put complete in the thing. And next, I'm gonna put the exclamation point next. Droop Man with the level, fantastic. Whoa, Gamer Guy is up next. Whoa, Gamer Guy just did position. So, whoa, Gamer Guy is here. Let me pull up the next card. Next card says Metal Gear Screwjob. That's a feature I want to do. I've been sort of having it as a plan for a while, basically. I've never played Metal Gear Solid, any of the Metal Gear Solid games. And while I have watched them, I've watched a Let's Play of them, I want to play through them. And my basic plan for that is to do them in the worst possible order possible, which is I'm going to spin a wheel at the start of every stream of Metal Gear Screwjob, which is the name of the feature. And whatever it lands on, Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, or 3, that's the game we play. So basically, it'd be a Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 out of order. And just randomly. A little bit chaotic and should hopefully be fun. And for that, I am thinking of having that as a incentive for when I do Extra Life. If we hit some goal, I don't know how much. I don't know how much the goal will be, but if we do some goal, that'll be unlocked, and I will do that starting, I think, in like December. That's my idea. That's my plan right now. Well, Gamer Guy says to do the world. You got it. You got it. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. We've been going for around an hour. I'm not exactly in a hurry to lightning round though. Let's see. I think we are getting to the point where we'll start to have repeats, right? I think that does make it fair to start the lightning round and get things going. Let's say 7:15. Let's say 7:15 we'll start the lightning round. Does that sound fine? Does that sound fair? 7:15 Central Time. That's in 15 minutes. Hey, wrestler, how you doing?
Oh, no.
How you doing? I'm doing well myself. I'm doing okay. You know what? Whenever I start a stream, I mostly feel like I'm doing okay, even if I was very fucking tired today. I didn't get enough sleep. But, you know, now I'm playing some Mario Maker. What's not to like? Okay, we gotta... That's short.
Oh, yeah. Mario time.
Thank you for the level. Go ahead and get another one in there, if you so like. And by the way, I'll say in general... Oh, this is 1-1, of course. It needs to be easy. 1-1 needs to be either vanilla, easy, or some combination thereof. So that makes sense. That makes sense, actually. I already forgot I had been doing the Super World. Always and always, go ahead and get in more levels, if you so please. By the way, I see Nightbot bringing up the YouTube. I'll say right now, check leaderboards. Yeah. Let's check the leaderboards. That's a good idea. Oh, that's not it. Leaderboards. Oh wow, Whoa Gamer is top. Nice, Whoa Gamer. Dang, I thought it was gonna be Bowser, because Bowser was saying the other day you got onto the list, right? Guess that shit moves fast, huh? Congratulations, Whoa Gamer guy. Hopefully you last. Hopefully that keeps going. Did you just release the Super World? There's Wrestler! Let's keep going and find some of our friends. There's Lord Bowser. I think I know Aura Spear sounds familiar. You know what? I'm probably thinking of a different Aura. I don't think I know a Mario Maker aura. How many other people can we recognize here? Chrono Hut sounds familiar. Let's see. Still, congratulations everyone being here. Can I check? I can. I'll check popular courses. Yeah, no problem. Did we already do Lord Bowser's stage? We didn't, right? I still have to do it. And yeah, you're number 2 right now. Look at that. That's the one is that the one I just played? Nice. Huh. Only off 18 likes so far? Dang, man. I guess it upgrades fast. Refresh? Okay, shit. Oh yeah, you're number 1. You're number 1 right now. Nice. Hopefully that gets you a lot of traction, you know? A lot of traction for your super world. Gonna be good. Maybe I should touch up my 1-1. That maybe would make it so that it was more likely to appear in the trending list when my super world goes up. And also, there are some changes I'd make to it. I do think that for my 1-1 I was a little heavy on the Goombas. I could have pulled back a little bit. I'm saying everything because I'm happy. No problem, I understand. It's always good when you see your level jumped off the queue, you know, and you're probably seeing a lot of traction as a result, seeing a lot of plays come in. That's gotta feel real good. You know, I've had a couple levels make it there where I put them up and they, you know, pretty quickly got there. I do think that you need like a really good course to actually like reliably get up, and there was one course where it got there. I had to make some revisions, and it got there again, and that was Fair and Floodway, the Legend of Zelda water stage that I did back before my Super World. Lord Bowser, Super World, let's do it. We're on to the castle, the keep. Let's see what kind of level this is. I do feel like it's a little limiting to only do castles for your you know, finale levels, you know what I mean? Personally, I like to do just whatever makes sense. Whatever's fun, whatever's good. But you know, hey, I appreciate, you know, everyone has their own... Everyone figures out what's best for their super world. And I feel like it's one of the good things of making levels in general is that we all come to different solutions. That was some pro moves. You see that? Damn. Just like, no selling. I could have gone like, oh, whoa. Instead I just no sold it and was like cool as a cucumber. That feels good. Cool as a cucumber? People say that, right? Do people regularly talk about cucumbers anymore being cool? Is there like a more up-to-date expression for meaning cool as a cucumber? When did that originate? That must be like an old thing, right? Cool as a cucumber. Like, boy, howdy, I'm cool as a cucumber. That actually sounds weird in a Western accent. I bet they didn't say it. I bet it's newer than the Wild West. Son, I'm as cool as a cucumber. You know what it is? They didn't have the word cool back then, so it must be at least... Did they have cool in the Wild West? Did they say, partner, you're a cool fella, you know that? Is that what they said? Or would that be a historical? Nuclear Stomp saying I was a cool looking boss area. Yep, it was. That was a nice little boss. Nice and pleasant. Not too hard. Pretty good. Nice work. Go ahead and get the timer down. and go on to the next level. Next level is Handler. Handler, go ahead and confirm. Oh, I like how you got this desert thing on the bridge. Looking forward to what you did with that. I always think it's interesting in Super Worlds when you use like those sorts of things to denote like a different type of level. That's why in my Super World, comments on. Okay, I'll remember this time. I'll remember this time. In my Super World, which is not loaded at the time. That's why in my Super World, you know, there's a level in World 2 that uses that is a sudden ice level that uses the ice thing. And also in World 7, all of the cold ice comets and the desert level and this final level all use like this water, this ice desert water thing. And by the way, that's also why I'm making this space level a desert level. That's why it is. Also, you're allowed to do that. That's Galaxy rules. Galaxy has dictated that you can have deserts in space. It's allowed. Thank you for the narration in chat, Lord Bowser. That's right, we did beat Dry Ruins. Okay, let's do it. I am also hoping for your battery, praying for your battery to hang in there, Handler. You can always, if you don't mind sudden death, you can always leave one and then, you know, watch the VOD later, see how we did. I always understand. You know, VOD will always be there. And now it'll always be, well, it will always be there now on YouTube. Once I get to it, I'll say I'm still like 2 weeks behind reality, behind the present as far as YouTube goes. But all the YouTube VODs that are left to be uploaded now are from October, which means I'm less than a month behind, which is a step in the right direction. I only started uploading my VODs like a month ago, basically, and that's why I'm not up to date. Basically, it turns out that making thumbnails and writing descriptions and picking out timestamps for like segment changes, and I like to mark where the lightning round starts as well. It takes a little time per thing, and it's not so easy to just get them going. Let's hit play, and then we'll turn on the comments once we get in. Comments. 15 minutes. Comments. Display comments. Let's go. Waiting for a response. You've been here a while now. Are these mandatory? Mandatory? Might be mandatory. That Cheep is set up where it is pretty threatening. It's in the middle of the night. They aren't mandatory. Okay, that's good to know. It's hard to signal to the player ahead of time whether a red coin sequence is mandatory. I guess like the only way you can really do it is by putting the key door ahead of the segment. Ooh, shit. And if you do that, it's possible to figure out like, oh, you know, listen. That wasn't me saying listen, that was the level saying listen. Help me. Did that help? Thank you for the level. Go ahead and take the timer down. Apparently it might have helped. Let's go ahead and see the next one. Oh, let me hit complete. And then next one is Nuclear Stomp. Go get yourself some battery. You do that. Go slam that into a dock. I got here, by the way, since I have my phone next to me for streams and stuff, I have a iPhone dock always at the ready on like the median of my my love chair, my love seat couch. So I can always just plop it in there and it'll be charging as I'm streaming, which means that, you know, it's helpful when I'm doing like really long streams, during which if it wasn't charging all the time, it would totally die. I also have a plug that I can plug these headphones in should they start to die, which, you know, I've done some really long streams and that does happen when you get like 12 hours into a stream. You start hearing like beep 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 and you're just like, oh shit, gotta plug that in. Nuclear Stomp said face. And I think Nuclear Stomps wants me to choose. Try the first one. First one as in the one at the bottom, right? The adventure begins. You got it. Let's go ahead and do that. First, though, I'll bring up another card. Looking forward to December. That's right, December. Oh, you meant the one at the top. December. You mean first, not as in chronologically, first as in first in the list. Okay. We'll do that. I was thinking of asking for clarification, but I figured like, no, I interpreted that right. He must have meant first as in the first level he did. We got a Super World, a 7 life challenge. That is some good ass timing, Bowser. We'll do that when your turn comes up. Very nice. December. I got a lot of time off in December. I got 3 contiguous weeks confirmed PTO for December. Looking forward to that. That'll be a good fucking vacation, during which I will do probably more streams than usual. Maybe like 4 days a week or something. Oh shit!
Oh no!
I could see doing 4 streams a week during that span, and maybe like even, you know, if Metal Gear Screwjob is the thing at that point, if we meet that goal during Extra Life, I could see doing like 1 or 2 streams of that per week. You know, get that really cranking, get that really moving. Oh jeez, these guys. World 3 and maybe 4. Yep, you got it. Okay, we gotta kill these guys.
Oh no!
Oh, it's gonna be good. December is my favorite month of the year, just because I take out so much damn time off. It's like the time off. It's like the most time off you ever get over the course of a year, and it's just good. Ah, time off. I saw an image of Denji from Chainsaw Man, from the manga, where it was sort of something that was omitted from the anime, where in the manga he was singing like "Hey, time off." He was like slapping the side of the bathtub and singing about his paid time off and his union job. Oh, I got a union job and I got paid time off. It's sick. We love it. I thought that was really charming. People were wondering why that wasn't in the anime. It was just him going like, ah, la, 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 just being really annoying. And someone replied to that Nappa moment. Should I recount tweets to y'all? Should I be recounting tweets to y'all as content? Is that good content? I don't fucking know. Maybe it's not good content. Maybe that is, in fact, bad content. By the way, the lightning round will be starting after this level. And we'll also have the 7 life challenge in there as well. From Lord Bowser. Jeez.
Oh no!
The bonus head thing will make sense when we get to the lightning round, folks. Actually, it will do when we get to the Super World Challenge as well. What is through the door? Is there a mushroom over here or something? No. Boom Boom is 300, 110. We figured it out. We just have to stagger them a tiny bit. There we go. Thank you for the level. Let me see who's up next. If it's Bowser. If it's Bowser, we'll go into the 7 life challenge. If it's not, that will be the start of the lightning round. Next up is Droop Man. Okay. You know what it's time for, folks? It is time for the lightning round. Let me show you what the deal is during the lightning round. Ready? And by the way, if you're new here, you look in follower emotes. Look in the emotes that I have. There's a lightning bolt emote that I have, and it would be very good timing to spam a lot of them in like 2 seconds. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go! Folks, it's the lightning round. During the lightning round, I only have 5 tries to beat each level, represented by those heads, those Mario heads down there in the lower right corner. Those refresh at checkpoints, and subscribers to this channel get bonus heads that are represented by things such as Bowser. I can just randomly go. They're random, so. Mario. There was Toad in there as well. There's Waluigi. Waluigi is a relatively new one. I had Waluigi and Wario like a week or 2 ago. Yoshi's in there. There's a lot of fine bonus heads that you could get. Toadette. Waluigi again. There's also ones that aren't even Mario heads, but they're rarer. They're like for each Mario themed head, there's 5 copies of it, and for each non-Mario head, there's only 2. Or sorry, there's only 1 of them. So, you have to get lucky to get a non-Mario head. There's Peach. Peach is in there. A lot of very fine bonus heads. It looks like we're not gonna get one. For the first level of the night, I will give the first level of the lightning round. I will give bonus heads. I think that's the new policy. How does the 7 life challenge work during the lightning round? Droop Man asks. Well, I do say that it's not allowed. Once the lightning round starts, it's locked out. But Bowser did redeem it before the lightning round actually started. So I think that he is good. He is good to go there. I'm gonna give you, Droop Man, these Toad heads, and I'm going to pull up another card and talk about what's on it while I punch in this code. Did y'all hear about Ryukishi 07's present Silent Hill F? I'm not really a Silent Hill fan. Never played a Silent Hill, but I do love When They Cry, Higurashi and Umineko, and I heard yesterday after I did that stream. I guess it was actually this morning after the stream. I heard that Ryukishi was doing Silent Hill, like the writer of Higurashi and Umineko was doing a Silent Hill. I hope people enjoy that, because he is an incredible writer, incredible stuff out of him. Y'all, that is great news. He makes some very, very, very good visual novels that are very long, but also very filled with like interesting content and like a very. He is very good about like the psychological side of psychological horror, right? To the point of like, I believe it is true that like Ryukishi, in his personal life, actually volunteered as like a hotline operator, like doing like working one of those like volunteer things, working as a not as a hotline person, but like as a what's the word for like what's the word for like child protective services? He worked as a as like one of those folks that deal with issues from the community and deal with like threatened kids and all that. So he sort of went into this game with these games with very much a focus on the psychological side and like empathy for his characters without necessarily letting them off the hook. A great example that I make is that I've seen made of his writing, by the way, Dry Fish Ascent, Droopman. Droopman, were you? Yeah, Droopman was asking about the 7 Life Challenge. I think Droopman's good. Let me see. A good example is that during Umineko, there is a character who is a single mother, and there's a lot done to them. A lot done to set up like, oh, these are all the problems that she had like growing up, where like basically no one expected her to ever do shit, never amount to shit, and as such she was constantly shit upon and has a lot of personal like insecurities and issues because of that. And it's very clear in the execution, like, oh, and she has passed on these abuses to her daughter and has clearly been a very abusive mother as a result of her own abusive history. And it's very clear that, like, yeah, it sucks that that happened to her, and you can see how she got here, but also that doesn't forgive anything she does to her daughter. That doesn't forgive, it only helps you understand. And there's some real fucked up shit, like, there's a scene in Umineko where the daughter, Maria? Shit, it's been a while since I played Umineko. Let me check. Maria, Umineko. Yeah, that's right, Maria is correct. There's a scene where she's like a 10-year-old girl, right? She's home alone. She's wandering the streets, and the cops pick her up and are like, hey, shouldn't you be accompanied by someone? You're just going to convenience stores by yourself? And she's like, yeah, my mom is busy. She's at work. She's working. She said she had to do like like an all-nighter. And the cops call the company, and the company is like, yeah, she's in Hokkaido with her boyfriend right now. And the cops are just like, what the fuck? What the fuck, man? And you can tell, like, oh, geez, this is heartbreaking. She's in Hokkaido. What the fuck? Terrible mother, terrible mother. But also, you can see how she got there, and that she's just a human, and a terribly broken human, who is also breaking another human in the process, and also there's psychological horror as well beyond that, where there's magic and witches, and Umineko is about let me try to sum up Umineko in 2 sentences. Umineko is about, you know what, not 2 sentences, fuck that. I'll sum it up in 1 sentence. Umineko is basically magic is real versus no, it's not. It's a cynic arguing that magic is not real, and a witch arguing that magic is real, and like a murder mystery is playing out, like a closed room sit, and the witch says, I did it with magic, and the guy says, no, there must be some trick, there must be a false wall, there must be something here. It's just like them going back and forth and arguing, and going through a lot of like fun minutia there. Umineko's fucking good. Also, there's like, Umineko's good. There's a part where the witches try to trick him into signing a contract that says magic is real, and if he did that, the game would be over. But he didn't. It's a great scene because they're like you know, they're like, oh, we're all in agreement here, we're all sad, and then they hand him a contract, and suddenly they have troll faces on, and it's just beautiful. I recommend Umineko, and also Higurashi. Higurashi is fantastic as well. Probably start with Higurashi, honestly, but also definitely do Umineko. Hey, X-Cube, how's it going? Thank you for the level, Droop Man. We finished it. Let's do the next level. The next thing, I should say. Let me hit complete. And do next. Next one is Raster. Bowser, did you submit yourself into the queue? Because to do the Super World Challenge, you need to be in the queue. The way that the Super World Challenge works is that you replace your own level in the queue. Tell you what, I'll refund that, and on Monday, we'll do it first thing Monday, okay? Tell you what, we'll do it like that. How does that sound? That sound fair? I feel it's a little weird doing the 7 Life Challenge midway in to the thing. I should probably rewrite that thing so it's a little more clear how that all works. Raster, go ahead and confirm. You know the drill. I'm gonna take down these heads. Again, bonus heads are available for either the first level of the night or also, you know, subscribers. Subscribers to this here channel. Also available to subscribers, obviously, are all these lovely emotes. Look at that. Got a lot of lovely emotes there. I will say I'm thinking about changing out 1 or 2 for the anniversary and for Extra Life in the next 2 weeks. I already have one of them picked out that I want to use. I'm thinking about another one. I'm not exactly sure. Not exactly sold yet on it. Thinking about it. We'll figure it out. If Raster's not here, we'll do it in Sudden Death. We'll do this in Sudden Death. Or GV. Ah. And tell you what, I think we'll close the queue at 8 p.m. Not gonna have a very long night tonight, folks. I'm a little tired. You know, I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm thinking let's go until 8 p.m., which is around a half hour from now, and then the queue will be closed, and we will finish up all the levels in there, and then, you know, we'll go from there. I don't see a wrestler yet, so in that case, we go to Sudden Death. Let's do it. Sudden Death, fewer tries, but it makes sense because you know, you're not there. You get fewer tries. Oh, and by the way, if you are here, I will upgrade you to the regular lightning round at any time. Get you a bunch of things. This is stolen? Why is someone saying it's stolen? That's weird. Wrestler, you wouldn't steal level, would you? I would go so far as to guess that might be the other way. Maybe the other guy stole it. I would like to think that all of my viewers here were good and weren't stealing stuff. That must be some bullshit. That's nice. I don't know why the on-off was there. All minigame levels are the same anyhow? Gotcha. Maybe it's just similar. Very similar to other levels of the type. Maybe that's the idea. This is a neat thing. I like that little boss. That's a really good boss. Look at that, we cleared it. Thank you, Raster. That's very good art. I like the thanks. Personally, I don't put thanks in the level. That's something that Donkey Kong Country would never do. You know, actually like write out thanks. I guess it is something that like Yoshi's Island does. And Mario Odyssey does it actually. So I guess it is kind of a Mario thing to do, but not for me, not my thing. No. We all have different ways of doing things, you know? And one of my rules is not that. I don't do that, you know? Thank you for the level, it was quite good. Very well made, and I like the boss. I've said before, I think Boom Boom is a little underappreciated. He's a simpler boss fight than the Koopalings, but, you know, he makes for he's a little bit more well-paced, I think, because he is vulnerable more of the time. It's faster going between his vulnerable and invulnerable states. Hey, Bingo, it's been a bit. It's been a minute. How you doing? Let me follow up another card here. Kaze, side content, and progression. Yesterday I played through Kaze and the Wild Masks, and I went through it all in around 2 hours, and, you know, did any percent basically. And I told you during that I think it's great how much content the game has as far as, like, you can spend a lot of time getting every level done, you know, getting all the bonuses in each level, doing, like, the speed runs, doing it in, like, a certain amount of time, getting all the bits, all the banana equivalents, doing, like, a no damage run, and also there's, like, a sixth, oh yeah, there's K-A-Z-E, there's Kong letters, basically, in that game. You can also get those. And I do think it's great how you get a lot of replay value out of, like, 100%ing it. But I do think, a thing I was thinking about on that note is that, you know, that sort of stuff is easy to miss for some players. They might not ever experience it. And the thing I was thinking about with regards to that is Neon White, which is very clear when you play it. Very, very insistent of, like, hey, you gotta go back and you gotta play the older levels. You gotta go back and actually get good times in order to proceed. And I think that sort of encouragement helps people find the fun and find the replay value and really get into the swing of actually playing the game properly and taking it all in, you know, not necessarily leaving a lot of it on the table. And I was thinking, like, I do find in platformers, I do like it better when you're allowed to just keep going, right? Like, Rayman is also more in the Neon White categorization, where you can just keep, where you always have to go back and collect things in order to move forward. And I think that's kind of a shame, because it means that there's no difference between any percent speedrun and a 100% speedrun. They're very similar runs. And playing through, every run is like a 100% run, which I think makes it a little less replay friendly. But then again, I do think I was wondering, because I have been thinking recently about, like, what exactly I would do in my own, if I were to make my own platformer. Would I want to encourage people to replay levels, or would I be okay with letting them just tear through it once and be done? You know, if they can finish the game in 2 hours, is that okay? And my overall opinion on that is, like, well, I do think there should, even if you do a Rayman Legend style thing, you do both. Here's my thought. You should, I do think some mandatory stuff is good, right? Like, some amount of, like, okay, you should play this new variant of a level, you should play the speed run, you should try this, you should do some amount of things before you continue to find the fun and really get the value out of it. But also there should be a mode where it's just any percent. There should be a mode where you just turn all that shit off and let the player just tear through it. Maybe that's like a new game plus. Maybe, like, add in a new game plus or something where, like, no, you can just go. You can just relax, you can just tear through. Bingo says he would make both types where it's short and replayable, but has multiple different characters like Sonic Adventure. Yeah, I would definitely want to have multiple characters. I think that is a tenet of DKC that I love, and it is something that I think is good in DKC. Though the thing I think DKC does poorly, and, you know, I love DKC, but I will admit it does something poorly, which is that in DKC there's always a correct answer. There's always a correct answer to which character to use. And it's either Diddy Kong or Dixie Kong. In DKC 1, it's Diddy Kong because he's faster. In DKC 2 and 3, it's Dixie Kong because she can fucking fly. And I feel like you would want to design characters who each have interesting skills that each like lend themselves to like different tricks. I was thinking about this last night after the stream, and one thing I would really like in a game, you would recommend doing like a Super Mario World ROM type thing. I guess that would be easier than making my own shit. I think if I were to do a ROM hack, I would want to do like a DKC ROM hack. But also that sounds like way harder because of all the environmental stuff and like moving all that stuff around. It's like a whole lot harder working with tile sets and shit in DKC. One thing I would want to do, nice traditional ass level. One thing I would want to do would be to, I would want one character to basically have a spike hat. You know, to basically be able to jump into enemies from below and kill them. Though, I would make it like DKC, where if you jump off an enemy, you go into like a spinning mode. You know, like you curl up into a ball and bounce. And in that mode, the spike hat would not be enabled. So it would be very specifically for jumping into enemies, but it would be limited insofar as it doesn't activate after bouncing off a guy, basically. I think that would be a fair thing. I had an idea yesterday, and I wrote it down. I don't know if I should just share it. Why not make it so the spike hat can grab onto ceilings? Here's what I was thinking. I was thinking that the spike hat would not only be a spike hat, but or wouldn't be a spike hat in the like the kayfabe of it, right? But it would work similarly. I was thinking like I was picturing like a Mega Man. You know in Mega Man there's Torch Man and he sort of has like his head's on fire. He has like a torch head. I think that would be how you do the character. Just have like a fire head and the fire burns enemies. There you go. There's your solution. There's how you do it. And maybe even you could have like a thing where he like hunkers down and like causes the flame to go really high, and you could use it to attack enemies that are like off the ground, like a good deal above you. That could be fun. Maybe each character could have like cool shit like that. Here's what I was thinking. I was thinking like that guy would have a spike hat and would have a drop kick. And the drop kick, it can kill enemies. And, you know, after you bounce off an enemy with a drop kick, you can do a double jump out of that. I think that would be cool. I think that would be fun. And I think that sort of setup would be just as useful as a ponytail twirl. You know, a little more risky, a little more dangerous. And I think that would be a good way to balance the two. Like, each of them would have ways of getting across gaps through some bullshit, but different ways that work differently. And, you know, different ways that work differently and had different advantages. Also, maybe the ponytail twirl character would have, like, you know, in this game where when you are playing a squirrel suit, you can glide and then do, like, an upwards thing. I would put that in there. And maybe also it would be a damaging move where you could spin into enemies with that and it would defeat them. Why not make said game use one of your Super Mario Maker 2 levels as a bonus? I kind of like original content. I would make it original. I love my levels here, but I will say I think that these levels, I would like to make new ones if I were to make it a whole thing. I will say, you know, I'm saying I will say too much. XQ, by the way, speak up now. Now's the time. Your level's up. When I was a kid, I definitely messed around with, like, what's the Super Lunar World? The thing where you make Mario Maker. The thing that was like Mario Maker before Mario Maker. I did mess around with that, but it was just so... It was just so, like, Lunar Magic, yeah. I think that was the patch thing. wasn't there also a thing that actually like edited the levels, like a level editor? I forget what that was called. I think that was a different thing. By the way, let me bring the camera in a little closer. It's a little far out today. I think there was also a level editor as well that was distinct from Lunar Magic. Was it Lunar Magic? I thought, you know what? There's a patcher that also is branded with the Lunar brand. That's it. I did mess around with that as a kid, but was never able to like make any headway. And I'll say like the thing about Mario Maker that I love. The thing about Mario Maker that I'm really glad for is that it has shown me that like, oh, level design is not beyond me. You know, when I first tried it, I was just like, I got zero ideas. I'm drawing a blank here. And this thing is so clumsy and it's so hard to use that, like, I'm just getting nowhere fast. And now I've done so much Mario Maker, I feel like I could definitely level design for, like, a full-on platformer if I so wished, if I had the time, and if I took the thing, and if I went for it, you know? And I think that would be fun. I think that, honestly, until there's a Mario Maker 3, maybe that would be the thing I would do after the Super World is done. You know, and maybe I would just relax and just, what's going on here? Is this a puzzle? Oh, hey. Nice, okay. It is a puzzle. Cool. You could also make a 3D platformer if you're interested in using Minecraft, Game Builder Garage, or Utility. Yeah, I guess. I don't know, I know 2D platformers, though. I know 2D platformers, and you know, I'll say, I guess it's true that there's not that many 3D platformers either. But I do feel like there could be more platformers in the vein of Donkey Kong Country. And I would like to see them. You know, like Kaze, I played through that yesterday. Kaze is exactly the kind of game that I would love to work on and to make. A love letter to DKC. It's just full of all the good shit that I like in DKC. Fuck. Let me, okay. It's this one, right? I forget which one it is, so I'm just gonna do multiple of them. So, fine. Yep, there it is. Let me pull up another card. Remember Overwatch 2? It's been a minute since the last time I played Overwatch 2. Like a week or two. And maybe just a week, actually, I guess. It hasn't been out for that long. But yeah, I've kind of just moved on from Overwatch 2 at this point. Not playing it regularly. Haven't played it in a bit. Don't see myself playing it. I don't know how they expect me to do the Battle Pass when the most I can muster for Overwatch is like a week of interest. I think they want me to instead play 10 years ago. Didn't Overwatch 2 come out like years ago? I guess in a sense it did. Overwatch like 2.0. But technically this is like a new game and they're calling it Overwatch 2. And it's basically like Overwatch 1, but not as good. That's a checkpoint where checkpoint refreshes our tries. Fuck. Pop the balloon. Silent levels always give me are always weird to me, you know? I like music in a level. I always want some music running, you know? Something to listen to as I play. This is really fucking cool. You've done a really neat thing here. Having like these POW blocks appear all of a sudden and exposing the way forward. That's rad. I wonder what the speedrun is like. The world record is like. You probably have to you have to memorize this shit. There's no two ways about it. You can't wait for it to happen. Down, right now. The next would be also to the right. Go. Oh, wow. In that case, it's just exposing it for a second. This is a really good dark level. Wow. It does require patience, which is not my strongest. That's good. It's barely visible now. These boos are barely visible, but they are visible. Oh, that's clever. Checkpoints, refreshes our lives, and now we gotta run. Oh, we can totally fireball now, so we can see the way ahead of us. Not anymore. This is a cool level. Yeah, it is. Ooh, shit. That's rad as shit. Good work. Good work, XQ. I liked it a lot. You gotta comment on that. If ever I were to get... I shouldn't say things like... If ever I were to get enough subs and regular support going, I would love to introduce like a... Well, maybe not love. I would think it'd be cool if they have like a level of the week type thing, where like every week, the best level, you know, either decided by the folks or decided by me, were to get a subscription to the channel. But that would require me paying $5 every viewer level stream. That comes out to what? That comes out to like $40 a month? I'm not making that much. I'll tell you, I'm not making that much from streaming. That would be a net. That would be a. Can you add a level? Sure you can. Hell yeah. That would be more expensive than it's worth. But if ever we were to get enough support where that would make sense, that would be definitely something I would want to do. I guess if we were to get to that point, we would have enough viewers and enough people coming in giving levels where maybe, you know, you would only have a few levels per stream. A lot of streams do end up kind of dominated by one or two people, or like a couple people, where, you know, if you had a month and you had a level of the week program right now, you would all four of us, everyone submitting levels would be a sub by the end of the month, because there's not that many like always just getting in here every stream. I mean, that would be 8 subs a month. Well, assuming 4-week months, of course. So yeah, like a lot of us would end up being subs, which, you know, would mean who exactly would be supporting and making that happen? Who would be paying in? I don't know. Things would have to change for that to be possible. But that was a fucking good level. I want to give you props for a job well done. Good work. I could see an argument for level of the month. That wouldn't be a bad idea. The thing about level of the month is I forget. I don't have the longest memory, so that would be hard for me as well. But goddamn. All right. Complete. Let me hit complete. Really clever stuff. I don't think I've seen a dark level work quite like that. And it's just a really good formulation of it. Root Man, are you? Follow H. You've been following for 10 months, 1 day. That's right. You were a really early viewer, Bingo. You were a really early follower. You know, in a week, in 2 weeks, I have my stream anniversary, marking 1 year of streams. And, you know, you were there in, like, the December month, the second month I ever streamed. And I remember, Bingo, like, through a lot of, like, Super Paper Mario, you were the only one around watching. And, you know, for a lot of that Let's Play, that playthrough, it might as well have just been a private show for you, Bingo. And I'm glad that, you know, you have a good time watching me play it. And other things as well, like Paper Mario, Donkey Kong Country Returns. A lot of stuff was just for Bingo. In a way. I'm gonna pull up a card and talk about it. I remember when you accidentally leaked yourself by accident playing it through 3D levels. Yeah, that VOD had to vanish. That VOD had to go away. Because some folder stuff got shown. I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna nuke it. It's fine. That was explicitly a show for only Bingo. For that only you got to see. That one in particular, Bingo. And that's why you be very careful what folders appear on stream and what folders you open while on stream. It wasn't quite a dox situation. It was more that I opened a folder with some stuff in it that are I think it was a folder with like questionable legal material. If you not porn, not illegal in that sense. No. You know, just like, you know, I do randomizers, and randomizers involve taking something that is a backup copy of a game and patching it. And I think it was probably like something like that, where it was like a file. You have a hitman's list? Anyway. No, it wasn't a kill list. I want to be clear. It was nothing... Any good, easygoing internet person would probably see it and go like, "Oh, that's fine. We all have that in our folders." It's not. I don't mean to say it was like compromising material. It's just something that cop or like Nintendo might look at it and go like, "Oh, you shouldn't have that. Why do you have that?" I think, you know what, it wasn't, I think it wasn't that. It was actually more, "Hey, Silent Bob, Silent Boy, you fell asleep last night? Yeah, we did go a while, didn't we? How you doing? I'm now doing Mario Maker. 24 hours later. Not quite 24 hours later. Follow up on Sound Euphonium, which is a anime that I'm watching. I'm rewatching now. I really love it. It's a great anime. It's about girls who are trying to like compete in a band competition, you know, like orchestral band. And they're training up and they're getting good. And there's some really nice orchestral music that is like, you know, recorded from live instruments. It all sounds really good and nice. One thing I noticed the other day when rewatching is that some of the incidental music in there is totally the same music that is like played instrumentally later on. Like there's a song at the end of one of the episodes in season 2 called Sound Euphonium, which is, or I guess it's actually called, or Hibiki Euphonium, because that's what the word is in Japan for sound. It's called that, and it's just a beautiful song. And I noticed while watching it the other day, like, oh wow, this song that's just in the background, that's totally the song Sound Euphonium. That's the sound. That's the song. I recognize it. Oh wow, I never noticed that before, that the sound has been being used as a motif as well. I also You know, there's another show that also involves a lot of music, another music anime by the name of K-On! That also uses some of its like actual full-on songs as like motifs and as background music on occasion. And since I've listened to those songs a lot, I recognized them the last time I re-listened as well, and went, oh shit, there's Curry Rice, the song Curry Rice. Oh, My Love is a Stapler is now in the background. Oh, that's a good song. I like it. Silent Boy said you made a stupid short skit. Um, um, here it is. Gotcha. Alright. That's enough vamping. I kind of ended up going on a whole thing there. Hope y'all don't mind. It is around 8 o'clock. Around time for the thing to close. I do want to get through all these cards. Let's do this. I'll tell you this. This level and the next level. Oh, jeez. This level and the next level we'll do before the level closes. Before the queue closes. At which point I will vamp for a bit. And then, you know, close the queue. Did I get ahead of the guys? I wonder. Ah, okay. I was wondering if I despawned them. I did not. Can you despawn them? Actually, you know what? If they're on rails, I don't think they can be despawned, can they? I definitely have levels of myself where I, like, I spawn the enemies at the start of the level. And then, you know, let them move into the position that they'll go to so that they'll all be synced up. Which is a good trick, by the by. If you have a bunch of enemies that you want to sync up, start them on rails at the start of the level and stall the player a little bit, and they can all be synchronized, all nice and good, when the player gets to them later in the level. It probably does require, like, you know, some amount of bad aesthetics, though. Unless you can do something like have them be... Fuck!
Oh no!
You can do something like hide the rails under lava or something. Which is what I did. I'm talking about Pipeline Panic, which has purple goo at the bottom. And that's where the fish swim through to get to the places where they're going. I like the optional things there, like being able to optionally hit the on-off and get a bonus. That's a pretty well-designed optional doodad. Yeah, this is a really well-made level. Like a classic Mario level. That's right. That's right. I like these guys at the end. They're a little different from how they are in the main bulk of the level, but it sort of harkens back to the main meat of the level in a nice way, having those munchers just be there to challenge you one last time. That's nice and good. Let's comment. Cool idea. Very well put together. Okay, after this next level, we're gonna close the queue. So keep that in mind. If you have any last minute additions, go ahead and get them ready. Bingo. You're gonna head out, Droop Man. See you later, Droop Man. You have a good afternoon. You have a good evening. You have a good weekend. You have a good day. Bingo has just said crown, crown, crown. This is a fun stream. I'll see you soon. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Any stage, your choice. You got it. Let me bring up another card while I'm entering in the thing. Thinking about how Persona 5 Royale is now on Xbox and also Game Pass, which means that I have it for free. I only played the original Persona 5, and it's one of my favorite games. A fantastic, phenomenal game, best of the Persona series. And I've never played Royale, and I hear it's really good. And it adds a lot. And I'm definitely wondering, like, should I go pick it up? I mean, not even pick it up now. It's free. It's free to me. I have Game Pass. Should I play it? Should I stream it? It's a long game though, so what the fuck would that even mean? Would that be the main playthrough for like months and months and months? That'd be a little absurd. That'd be a little absurd, but I'm definitely thinking about it. At some point, I said that, oh, when I'm like done with the Super World, my break from Mario Maker will be Persona 5 Royale or something. But I am beginning to think that maybe for the sake of content and the sake of the stream, the channel, it'd be best if we kept up Mario Maker and didn't take so much of a concerted break. There will always be viewer levels, even if I'm not like actually actively making levels, and y'all's stuff, I'm sure. I really love this format of doing viewer levels, of doing the lightning round, of doing all of that, and it would be sad to bring it to a close. But that said, ooh, I wanna replay Persona 5, man. Ooh. That would be good. Let's try the earliest level I haven't played. How's about that? Don't touch the lines. It's a puzzle solving, short and sweet. Alright. I loved Persona 5. I know, I will say in Persona 5, there are a few scenes that are bad. Some scenes that are a little bit... Ah! Okay, I just understood what "don't touch the lines" meant. There are some scenes in there that are not good. That are like, oh, that's... You guys... Oh, God. Oh, oh my God. There's fire. This reminds me of DKC 2 final boss fights. Going up and under... Okay, shit. Okay. Fuck me. Ah ha ha ha! Not quite one try, but not bad either. Fuck you, Bowser, and fuck you, the thing. You never finished in Super Mario Maker 1, so you did it over here. Gotcha. That's a pretty good level, bingo. I appreciate that. That's fun. Let's refresh our tries for the next person, and folks, we are wrapping down now. I want y'all to give y'all a minute to get in any additional levels, during which time, I'll say again, last call for levels. I'm gonna play one of my own levels. Bingo, I encourage you to get in one of your own. There you go. Let me see, what level should I show y'all? I'll show y'all, you know what, we were talking earlier about revisions. Why don't I show y'all what I was thinking as far as, like, I'll show you a soft lock that exists in Smokestack Attack. I'll show you a soft lock in here, and, what I'll do about it. There's also a soft lock in the auto-scroll level, Grave Gauntlet, but, that's a little bit more on me, honestly. That's more of a mistake. Not just a theming mistake, just literally I fucked up. I didn't know that platform. I didn't know a platform was there that shouldn't have been. This level is, based off smokestacks. There's a bunch of smokestacks out here, billowing clouds out into the environment. And as a result, you're sort of going up and around and all around. Hello, Adelian. Thank you for getting the level in. Again, this is last call for levels. And you can see here, you can't actually get up with your Yoshi. You have to get up Yoshi. And here's the soft lock. If you do like this, and like blast a hole in the environment and crawl through, you're soft locked. You're done. I guess I could also fix this by adding like a thing that kills you. Add like an invisible block and you hit it, and that causes a fireball to appear, a Podobo to appear, and given enough time, it will kill you. But I'm thinking I'm just gonna make that taller and put make the scenery part taller, and use a and use like a one-way door to block off entry to it. So you won't be able to shoot it, you won't be able to crawl in, and that'll be fine. Since I did that soft lock, I'll consider that a life, but it's not really. Let's actually finish this level. Good and proper. Again, last call for levels. Get them in now, and after we get going on the next level, we will be closing the queue, and that'll be it. This level is, by the way, inspired by Squawk's Shaft. That's the level it's inspired by. Sort of the idea being that there's a first half and a second half. Why not work it into a shortcut instead of a soft lock? It's not really that worth it to me. I think this is a flying level, and there's, even if it was a shortcut to where, and like to where, you need the guy to proceed, and if you don't got the guy, you'd have to jump down anyway and get one. You can get soft locked here technically if you leave the thing, and that's why I put this here to kill yourself with. I guess I could put a thing that kills you rather than a thing that's rather than literally making it impossible to break into the scenery and crawl around inside. But anyway, this is a very Squawk Shaft level. The basic premise being that the first half you're running, you're using Yoshi, you're having a good time, and the second half you get a clown car and instead you're flying around, Squawk style. Very much the model of a Squawks level. Should there be another Squawks level in the Super World? You know, a regular DKC game would definitely have 2 or 3 of them. And I think that I've only had this clown car appear twice. Flying has not been that common here. Much less for a whole level. You know, this is the only level and only half of it is a flying level. Should there be like a level where you're flying from the jump? Or like a reverse of this, where you start off flying and then you're like walking for the second half. There's an idea. Wouldn't work for this level here. Wouldn't work for this level here that I'm working on, because it's so much based around semi-solids theming-wise. So that wouldn't really work. This is a water level, so that's not gonna work. This is a boss level, so that's not gonna work. This is a link level, so that's not gonna work. Bonus biome, ripsaw, rainbow. Well, rainbows don't really work that well with flying, do they? Maybe I could see that. Maybe you know what I could see? I could see a bonus biome for Dimlick Derelict. I could see the first half being a flying level, and the second half being a dark level indoors with the thing. That makes sense anyway, because it's not like the whole thing can be a dark level, because it's, you know, I'm gonna want to have the airship theming in there as well. I said it's gonna be a, wait a minute, it's gonna be a, let me see if I have this already set up. Is the overworld night? No, overworld is day. Well, if overworld is day, then it works, but if overworld were to be night, then let me show you what happens if overworld is night with the Koopa Clown car in the airship theme. Oops. If in the airship theme, if the thing is night, the clown car ends up being very sluggish and slow. Kind of unfortunate. So it would have to be day, which does seem like it's a little thematically not as good a fit, right? Because if it's a Dimlick Derelict, I kind of feel like it has to be night, actually, just for like the theming of like going inside a desolate airship. Night makes more sense. That said, you know what? I already did a night. Frigid Frigate. That's not what it's called. Or yes, that is what it's called. Frigid Frigate is already a night ship level in that theme, right? Let me see. Oh, also Pirates Peak is a night ship level in that theme, and Pirates and Frigid Frigate is as well. Yeah, you know what? I have already done a level like that, so maybe it's daytime. I don't fucking know. Maybe it's daytime. Is that weird? Is it weird for it to be daytime for the dark level? Dimlit Derelict. Is it weird for Dimlit Derelict to be a daytime level? There's a lot of time to ponder such things. And I think that's more than enough vamping. Let me put it in the next level. Thank y'all for coming by, for putting in your levels. I am right now going to pull up the next one. And as soon as we enter in this next one from Lord Bowser, who, by the way, Lord Bowser, are you here? Once we put in this next one from Lord Bowser, we'll be closing the queue. So get it in now. Also, I'm gonna do this thing. Well, it can't be. A weird console generation. They gave Green Hill Zone a night version. Did they do that? I don't know. Green Hill Zone night. That does seem weird. Green Hill Zone should be day. I still have a couple cards here. A shout out to Twitter account Fuck You I Quit. I think that's a really good Twitter account that posts good stuff about, you know, about the economy and being a worker and how much the bosses suck. I like that Twitter account a lot, and apparently it's only been around for around a year. Apparently, I saw a tweet from it the other day saying like, "Oh yeah, I've been running it for like a year." I also have a 1 year anniversary coming up, so I feel ya. I didn't realize that those things were so close together. You know, that Twitter account starting to rail on bosses and shit, and this, and this here channel and this here stream. I will say technically this Twitch account did exist, obviously, before I became a streamer. I used it to chat and talk and like submit levels and shit. But you know, I started streaming November 2nd. And that'll be the anniversary. Look forward to that. Thank you. It's now time to close the queue. The queue is closed. Change the heads-up display. And we're doing the super world, right? Doing the super world, heading into the third world. That's right, it is time for world. We got 4 more levels tonight, folks. You joined in January 1st? Was it January 1st, Bingo? I could have sworn you were around in December. Like, weren't the Super Paper Mario streams in December? What am I doing? This is a beach and forest world. Nice. A beach forest. I like it. Good idea. Why do you have it so that those guys are overlapping? Not sure what that does for you. World 3 starts on a beach and ends up on a forest. Huh. So it's sort of like how in DKC Returns, the world sort of start off in one location and end up in another location over the course of, like, you know, not quite the same way, but like basically in DKC Returns, each world starts off in the previous world, and then you go like 30 seconds in, and you're like thrust into the next world. Pretty cool effect. I like how there you have to work for your power up. I think that's nice. That's good. And yeah, now these are spikes, so you can't go in the water. I do think it'd be cool if there was some more indication of that. But I guess I don't know what exactly you could do about that. How you could indicate, like, this water is safe versus this water is spikes. Nice. Also, the Delfino Plaza music works well for giving that tropical feel, that tropical flavor. Very good. Huckett Seaside Bay is the name of that one. Huckett Seaside Bay. Not sure I get the pun or clever alliteration But, very good. If there is a clever pun there, do explain it. I'd love to, or like a way to read that where it sounds like something. Love to get some insight on that. Let's hit complete and let's hit next. It's Nuclear Stomp. Nuclear Stomp. What's up? What's good? Nuclear Stomp just said GG. 3 SP N R4 O P F. Good luck and have fun. Let's do it. More of a swamp world than a beach world. It's like a beach with where the forest is behind the beach. The forest is in the background, but like it's a beach. If you could look the other way, you would see ocean. But we're looking towards the mainland, so we're seeing the ground. We're seeing the non-beachy parts. For my beach level, I used sand. I used Super Mario Bros. 3 Desert, which, you know, I showed earlier, obviously, and worked really well for that. This desert would be harder to pass off as a beach, I think. Unless, you know, you use some, you know what? You use some tropical music, you use the Delfino music, and you, like, pair it with some... You'd have to do a lot with scenery here to really give you some tropical trees or something. Maybe, like, make tropical trees out of mushrooms or some such. It's a long road to hoe. It's a long road to hoe. You tried to make a volcano world using Super Mario Bros. 3 Deserts? Would it look more like a beach level? Yeah, gotcha. For my volcano level, I used castle insides, and for the outsides, I used New Super Mario Bros. U. Fuck.
Oh, no.
I used New Super Mario Bros. U Sky Theme, which is pretty volcano-y. And yeah, we were just in sight of the checkpoint there. Unfortunate. I need to do a lot of experimentation over the weekend. I really should focus on my next level and really start to make some progress. Things have been slow going for a while, but once we have a breakthrough, once it really starts snapping, once it really starts working, I'm sure the level will start to form really quickly before my eyes. The one thing about making, the one secret that I would like to give today is that in time, you can figure it out anything, you know? Give yourself enough time. By the way, that was a checkpoint. That refreshes. Give yourself enough time and you'll mull things over enough in your head that you figure out, like, what exactly it is you should do. How exactly you should do it. Which is to say that the secret answer to how to make things better, in most cases, is just, like, spend the time, think about it, ponder it. And, like, also, you know, you don't always have to be thinking about it. Sometimes if you just come back to a thing after a week of not thinking about it, the idea will just pop into your head automatically. Because some part of your brain, at least this is how I figure it, some part of your brain was working it out in the background without you even knowing, without you even being aware. You ever have that? It's the sort of serendipitous, like, oh, I know, after, like, struggling on something for a while. Everyone has that. That's a commonplace experience. That's best way to get around writer's block. Take a fucking break. Relax. Come back to it when you're nice and recharged, and the ideas will come blowing out your ass. That's a semi-quote of Paulie. Paulie said the ideas would come blowing out your ass to Christopher in Sopranos. Remember that scene? That's the scene where Chrissy says, you ever feel like nothing good was gonna happen to you? And then Paulie said, yeah, and nothing ever did. So what? That's a good line. That's a fucking good line. You ever feel like nothing good was ever gonna happen to you?
Yeah, Mario time.
No, that's not it. You ever feel like nothing good was gonna happen to you? Yeah, and nothing did. So what? Hey, Lost Uniba. The queue is currently closed. I'm sort of winding down now. But it's good to see you nonetheless. We got 3 more levels here tonight. Let me hit complete on that. And hit next and see who's up next. Up next is Celestine MM, who just says hello. Confirmed. Okay. By the way, I want to show one thing real quick. A quick shout out to PGOT Family of Podcast. It's a podcast, 2 guys slash also a significant other of theirs also as well in the bonus content. But 2 guys doing a bunch of really funny podcasts, covering like stuff such as JoJo. PGOT post Game of Thrones is Game of Thrones slash House of the Dragons. They cover like sports anime in one of their podcasts, and it's good and we like it. And they're very funny, very outrageously funny, and somewhat leftist as well. And it's good. And I want to show something of theirs real fast. I got a clip. Let me go back to the computer and make this work. Everyone's gonna be right back just as soon as I pull up a clip of a podcast that I like. Well, if I was wondering if this would be a good idea. Maybe there's my answer. Here we go. Here is a tweet from them. Brotherhood without manners. @ you love to hear it. PGOT, again, this is PGOT Family of Podcasts. Post Game of Thrones. They're the Yari Yari boys. They did 5 grams of iron. And also, Chance Ball, a sports anime podcast. It's very good and also very funny as you watch them, as you listen to them. And like, things from one podcast, one show that they are watching, tends to permeate the others. You know, you'll be listening to them talk about Hot D, or talk about Chance Ball, and they'll talk about like, oh yeah, this, Sleepy Viserys is fucking corpse is on the. What if Sleepy Viserys was on the court? Wouldn't he be like blocking the volleyballs and stuff? He would play libero. That would be the position for him. You get a lot of crossover content where suddenly they'll be talking about JoJo's for a second, or like just random jokes about the Nightman, and it's good and I love it. Let me unmute. Okay, I think we're good. Let's see if we can hear this. Let me set this up so y'all can hear it. I don't think it's coming through. 1 second. I bet the audio source broke. This audio source often breaks. Yeah, I gotta switch back to default, god damn it. It's always switching back to default rather than using the device I want. Let me show you this clip of podcast, them talking about the Nightman. If you love the Nightman from show Game of Thrones, which is, by the way, that's not what he's called actually, but they always call him the Nightman, which is a very funny nickname for him.
If Miguel shot a scene where like the
Let's
Night
listen.
King fucks and I couldn't see it, I'd be pretty fucking
Let me pump it up a little bit. I need some more volume. We need some more volume for this. Let's do that. They're talking about a scene, if there was ever a scene in which the Nightman fucks.
If Miguel shot a scene where like the Night King fucks,
this is a good clip.
and I couldn't see it, I'd be pretty fucking mad,
I would be
dude.
losing my fucking mind.
I'd be losing my shit.
Imagine if it was the scene even when he touched the baby, but it was so dark you couldn't tell that it was like his finger. Like, I'd be pretty mad about that.
Yeah.
If you like you see like the Night King like rolling on the condom, and then like then like it starts to fade out, and like you hear him being like, "I'm gonna bust," but it's like, but you can't. I would lose my fucking mind.
I'm the Nightman. I'm gonna bust a nut.
The Nightman talking is always funny to me.
Oh, here I go.
They have been predicting that the Nightman will talk in English for seasons.
I think that I would be very upset, as I'm trying to say to you.
Yes.
You can agree or disagree. I would be very upset if I couldn't see it.
Yeah, I think listen, how would you like to fight side by side with a Targ stan? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. How
I
about
think it's
a
weird.
Night King fucking fan? I could do that. This is the first clue because what's beyond the wall? That's right.
Ooh, yeah, that's
Nightman.
Because we get old Nan.
Nightman.
She was like 172 years ago. There were more than Starks and Grumpkins. There was a sexual blue man who lived back there.
Yeah.
He busted my shit up nasty style.
The sexual blue man group got my. They did me
They
wrong.
rat-a-tatted my entire shit musically. It was amazing.
They put me in a cement mixer, young lord. You wouldn't believe what the Blue Man Group did to me. Okay.
They had my ass in the figure 4, my lady.
Yeah.
Good for her.
I know all the maneuvers. The Texas Cloverleaf. Yes, we did that as well.
He was working my shit like Dean Malenko, my lady.
Yeah. The greatest technician who ever lived, the pioneer of the sport.
Every fucking week I write 15 pages of notes and we just end up talking about the Night King fucking in a different way every week.
It's inevitable. Every week we look at the dagger. Every week the Nightman invents a new sexual position.
Let me see if I can find. Hang on. Please. Hang on. I want to do one more, actually. Please see Bungie. Please see Bungie. Please see Bungie.
Of course, as everyone knows, both of us have seen kind of all the films on there.
Yeah.
One more clip of these.
Who do you think Bucky is?
Bungie?
Bungie from the MCU?
Yeah.
I love
this
this
show?
bit.
No, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Bungie is like
He's like he's like everybody's favorite character. People think like that he's really epic and he has a really deep he's like the Theon of
yeah,
the
but
MCU.
Bungie was before Iron Man had like a lady robot talk in his suit. The robot was named Bungie. And, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, they're setting up for the Bungie movie." Like I can't wait until Bungie gets his
I
own.
will say he did come from before Iron Man had the sexy lady Pepper Potts robot or whatever the fuck you're talking about. So
See?
you're not wrong. Bucky is Captain America's friend, and he's like a Soviet, he's like a bad guy, but he learns to love America.
But he becomes a good guy.
He becomes a guy who's Captain America's friend, and he shows up in 30 Seconds in Infinity War, and he says, "Hello, I'm Captain America's friend," and you say, "Yes, you are." Please watch Adventures Infinity Man and see Bungie, and he's hanging out in Wakanda with your friend T'Challa.
You said please see Bungie, and my stomach made a noise that no one's ever heard before. So,
Please see Bungie.
Please, for my sake, you gotta go see Bungie right now.
Please see Bungie Bart, the friend of Captain.
Whatever.
Please see Bungie Bart, friend of Captain.
So Bungie Bart, friend of Captain?
Captain.
Is that what we're...
That's the one where everybody's like, wow, people really think this is all military propaganda, but they haven't seen Bungie Bart, friend of
They
Captain.
actually don't know it's Antifa. And then the movie's called Bungie Bart.
He's called Bungie Bart, and he makes one line that's like, actually, war profiteering is bad unless you do it against the Soviet Union or countries in the Middle East that the United States doesn't like. Once we watch every sports anime and all 8 JoJo parts in anime David Productions version, come watch Bucky Bart with us in 2038.
I will finally watch Bucky Bart, Captain of Industry, with you.
Bro, there's a new Disney Plus show that Bungus stars in.
I can't wait to watch Tinker Tailor Soldier Bungus.
Was there actually a Bungus show? I forgot there was a Bungus show. I guess there was a Winter Soldier show. I have not watched any of that shit, so this shit, this clip, I love that bit. The idea is Soldier Sailor, Soldier Bungus. You can see I replied to that tweet. The desperation in the plea, please see Bungie. It's good. It's good. Also, it was part of Chance Ball, which is they were watching Haikyuu season 1 at the time. They're not watching Haikyuu season 2, though they watched a bunch of other stuff between the 2 seasons. That's enough. Enough looking at clips of one of my favorite podcasts. I hope y'all see that. I'm not sure if that's a bad idea, but I felt like just saying oh, I love this podcast. It's outrageous and fun, and they're kind of leftist, and good on the labor stuff, and also they're outrageously funny. they're funny in like the outrageous way, where they're like big shitpost energy, and all this shit sort of piles up, and they're making jokes, and it's all running together, and all they're talking about JoJo, they're making jokes about this or that or the Nightman or fucking whatever the fuck, and it's good and I like it. Highly recommended if y'all are interested in any of the shows they cover: JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, sports anime, whatever. By the way, Odelian, I see you had to leave during that. Hope that you weren't upset that I was, hope that wasn't a, hope that seeing that stuff wasn't a deal breaker for you. Let's go and do the level now. That's enough of that. Yeah, I do call myself, like, if you scroll down and look at the about, it does say I'm a Mario Maker streamer filled with bad ideas, and I do on occasion like to test that. And yeah, I guess playing a 5 minutes of clips from podcasts, that's kind of a bad idea, isn't it? Oh, that's fine. I'm sure if they were watching, they'd be fine with that. I give them $5 every month so that they read my name at the end of every podcast. And among such other names read, there's a lot of names read in their like friends of the show, special friends of the show segments that are great, like Great Big Sword. There's one that I always love when it's there. That's Big Titty Goth Tradwife. Whenever they get to read out Big Titty Goth Tradwife, it's good and you like it. Hayat. There's a bunch of them that are always funny to hear in the list of names. Anyway, let's talk less about the list of funny names that are on that podcast, but the list of funny names that are here right now, such as Celestine MM. That's not a very funny name, but we all have funny names that we like to read sometimes, I guess. Oh, there are a lot of names that belong to those they are here. They're also fun to read and you like to hear. Let's do it. Let's do the level. Queue is closed. Queue is still closed. It's been closed for a bit. But, yeah. Was that a bad idea? That might have been a bad idea. Still, I hope y'all should check out Got Family Podcast. I love them. That's about as big of a shout out as I could possibly do for a family of podcast. Literally play their clips live in the stream. Pretty big get. Let's go. Music is playing. Let's do it, but do it good this time. I like how it starts. Whoop, fuck. It's an auto-scroller and it starts up as soon as you, like, step on this blue plat. Damn it. I am screwing up left and right here. We have 2 tries left, folks. Here we go. A checkpoint will refresh our tries, by the way. Oh, fuck. Damn. We made some good progress there, though. What's the world record, by the way? 1 minute. Okay, shit. Whoa! We were a little slow there. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do it. Thank you for the level, Celestine. Come back another time. Next Monday is the next Mario Maker stream. Give me another chance at that. I'm sure we'll be able to get it with further tries. Ugh, kind of threw me for a loop there. Let's do the next one. Let's go ahead and do. There is just one more level here from Bingo Bo. Bingo Bo, go ahead and confirm while I punch in the thing. And also, I do believe I have one more card. Yes, follow up on platformer and a level thing. I was thinking about this the other day and talking about it. Basically, if I were to make my own platformer, I would want to have like something cool at the end of each level, right? You know, like the Mario flagpole is probably like the quintessential example of that, right? Where it's a clean design. You have to get to the top of the flagpole to get extra points, right? Makes perfect sense. It's a little bit of a challenge to build around each level, and it gives you a lot to work with. I think DKC2 is another good example of that, where it's similar in that, like, oh, you have to land on it from a good height, and that can be a challenge, getting the speed or velocity needed to actually hit it hard. But what other things would be suitable for like an end of the level thing? One thing I could think of is like, maybe there could be like an enemy at the end of the level, and if you kill it, you get like extra points or something, right? Or maybe like there's an enemy trying to run away. You know, like picture like the chess chase Rayman Origins. Like maybe levels could end with like a small chase sequence where if you catch a guy, you get extra stuff. Or if he gets away, that's that, and you're like, oh, whatever. Maybe that's a little bit. That seems like it might be a little bit too fiddly, though. I don't know. What would be a cool thing to do? I feel like, I guess that's actually like, that is a challenge for all sorts of game makers, like, you know, trying to best Mario as far as like a thing to end a level with. In a lot of cases, a lot of games just end with like, oh, you go into there's like a portal, or there's a door or a flag or whatever, and you just hit it and you're done. Or you blow up a thing, or there's like a button mash sequence where you get some stuff. And this is a 100-second level. Maybe it's is it a tight timer? I don't know. Ah, it's a spin jump. Spin jump. What do y'all think? What exactly would you do if you were doing something like that? Shit. That's a little awkward, that particular bunch of guys. By the way, what's the world record? A minute and change? Oh, that's not super tight, but still somewhat tight. Maybe there's a checkpoint, though. Whoa. Oh, these guys drop down. That's neat. What? Oh, there we go. Fuck. 2 tries left. I feel like something like a long jump would be cool. Like, you know how in Kirby, right? Oh shit. In Kirby, there's in some games like a mini game where you like jump off a thing and try to go as far as possible. Something like a long jump mechanic would work well, right? Like, oh, you sort of have to jump as far as you can, and the farther you jump, the better, the more rewards there are. Something like that would work, and you could easily have it so that there was like, oh, there's like enemies flying over the stage or something, and you can bounce off them and get far off them. Go in the garden. Jesus, Bullet Bill. Last try, folks. Let's do it. I don't know. I would definitely want to have something. I guess the key would be just iterate on ideas, try to come up with something cool, and something that can be built around in multiple ways to create interesting challenges for the end of the level. Again, that's the important bit, an interesting challenge at the end of the level. And I'll go so far as to say, like, I do think, like, the flagpole is superior than to a lot of the alternatives. You know, like, it's better than, for instance, the Mario 3 thing. It's better than I think it's better than the Mario World thing. It's certainly better than just exits in DKC 1 and 3. I think it's better than, like, the timing barrel at the end of... I'm not really into timing as a thing. Like, Joe, hit the thing at the end and you get, like, points or something. I think that's less interesting. I guess that's just me not liking timing things that much. Thank you for the level, Bingo. I'm gonna go ahead and hit next. And the queue is empty. Folks, that's gonna do it for tonight. Thanks for coming by, for giving me your levels. Let me see who's online and who I can send you to. Tanuki Dan is streaming. Tanuki Dan is a Mario Maker speedrunner. What am I saying? A Mario Maker streamer. Caught my tongue there. It'd be appropriate to raid into him. He does seem like a pretty cool dude. I'm gonna send you over there to Tanuki Dan. Let's go ahead and do that raid. That sounds like a good Tanuki Dan. Looks like he's playing versus with a couple other streamers, question mark. Trip, Hexen, and a bunch of others. A lot of people are doing, oh, it's I think it's his birthday. Let's send you over there. That sounds like a plan. Folks, I'll bring up the schedule now. I'll be back again on Mondays. On Monday, 8 p.m. Central. We'll be doing Grab by the Ghoulies and Mario Maker 2 viewer levels. I'm thinking the viewer levels will follow the Grab by the Ghoulies. I'll be doing the Mario Making second. Expect like an hour or so of Grab by the Ghoulies, and then a bunch of Mario Maker. And then next Thursday, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but there'll be something. And of course, Fridays around 6 for viewer levels. Thank you. Thank you for coming by, for all the lovely levels. They've been very good. I will see y'all next time at next Monday at 8 p.m. Central. Goodbye, folks. Y'all have a good weekend and a good night.